All right, so I am now at 4.225 million in total trading profits, but I want to talk about February because this was a little bit of an experiment. I went back to trading with just $100,000, um, and I was up roughly 16,000 for the month. But I also have a long-term account. If you take out the long-term, let's see, long-term, I think I made like 4,000. Yeah, 3,800. So 16 minus 4, so I was up roughly 12,000 um, for the month on my short-term newsletter. And you know, this was tough. This was a tough month. I know making 12% per month uh, is a lot of people's dream. Making $12,000 per month or 16,000 in a month is a lot of people's dreams. Um, this is kind of disappointing for me. I'm used to making more, for lack of a better word. I don't want to sound like I'm not grateful. I'm grateful for every single dollar that I've ever made in the stock market, in teaching, and in any dollar. I've worked my butt off over the years, but I can do better. And when you know you can do better, it's kind of frustrating because we had a lot of plays this month, and I did not take advantage of them, very well. It was just dealing with a small account. I was traveling back and forth between Beverly Hills and Miami Beach. I'm working on a new TV show, and I'm also working a lot in Miami and West Palm. I donated quite a bit of money this past month, and I'm not like some donors who just like to give money anonymously. I like to actually go there, see the kids' faces whose lives I'm changing, and really meet them and talk to them, and help them understand that you can do anything in this life. So I'm not making excuses. Just kind of disappointing is what I have, and especially this one. This is one of my last trades to close the month, and I want to talk about it for a second because I really screwed up. And it's okay to screw up, and it's very good that at least you guys can learn from my screw up. This was EYES, and it just kept going, and I broke my rules twice, and this is part of my frustration because I have all of these rules, and I put them in DVDs and video lessons, and it's not just to help you guys, it's also to help me because even though I've made 4.2 million, I am very undisciplined. I take profits too quickly. I take trades I shouldn't be doing. I feel that kind of gambler's urge to trade to try and make money every day. And then I also want to give good alerts so that you guys can see how good of a game this is. And I put that pressure on myself, and I don't need to. This game is very profitable and much simpler if you let it be. If you let plays come to you instead of trying to force them. And I've been doing this 15, 16 years now, so I still have to work on that. Last year I made nearly $1 million in trading profits, no big losses, and by big I mean nothing more than like 20,000, even though I had several 30, 40, $70,000 profits. So that was good. But today and in this month, perhaps it's a good thing that I'm trading with a smaller account because just stupid trades. Here is EYES, and you can see here this is a 10-day chart. It's up from 9 to the 14s, and it dropped quite nicely. And I had a very nice short on this. Where was it? Yesterday, in the what was my price? It's too many trades. It wasn't this $1,200 loss. Let me see. People are texting me nonstop. I was just on this CBS local news in West Palm Beach because they covered my latest $10,000 donation, which is kind of cool. I'll post that when I have time. Oh, here's my $1,000. And I said, this was actually a really good trade yesterday. And it was a small position. And I shorted at 13.20 because it was the first down day most likely. Gap down, tried to bounce, stayed red. Once it takes out 13.1290 lows, this should hit the mid to low 12s today. That's my goal, short at Interactive Brokers. And E-Trade, I got to give special props to them because they've been having shares to short. So I shorted it right here. It was already down from 14 Well, let me zoom in on the 2-day chart. I'm sorry, I don't have my other software open. By the way, I use eTrade Pro software. I know many of you guys are asking. Oh, I guess I got to zoom in on like 5 days. Uh, so, you had the big run up. It closed at like just under 14 and it kind of tanked here. And it opened at 13-ish and it didn't crack and it went to like 1340. And so it kind of closed this gap. And I talked about this in a video lesson yesterday, where, when you have this first down day possible and it gaps down and then it tries to come back and sellers, rush to force it down even lower. So I shorted at 1320 when it failed to go green on the day during its bounce attempt right at the open. And it went pretty much straight down in the first hour down to the low 12s. I covered in the mid 12s because I'm a wuss. And then I missed this taking out the day low here at like 1220-ish, and it went down to the 1180s. So you had another 40 cents a share of downside here. I like it when it takes out the morning low or the afternoon low. That's very simple. That said, you do have to be careful because here at 12, now it's consolidated. Now it's $3 a share off of its highs, and it's $3 a share off of its lows. So it's mid-range. So I had no overnight position, and that was the correct call. I was short BIOC overnight, and this was the first down day, and it was, this stock is up from 1.5 to 4.5. So this one tripled, even though it's only up the same roughly $3 a share. It's a very much smaller stock. So when a stock triples and it has its first down day, you got to be short overnight. And I was shorting this at, what was it, 364, and I covered like a wuss, at 344, and it went all the way down to the 280s today. So this was a great stock to be short overnight, and I just covered way too quickly. And I was also short HMNY overnight, and this one I actually played pretty well. I caught the morning dip on Thursday, shorting it at 440 and covering it in the 390s, making 50 cents a share. And then I had another short overnight because it took out, or it looked like it was going to take out the day low at 388. It actually did go down to 350, so I could have, should have, would have made 40 cents a share, but I didn't cover. I wanted to give it more time. I wanted to give it overnight. This morning never really had a chance to drop. Sometimes you go for a morning panic. There's just no morning panic. So I got out pretty safely right here at 370. And I'll show you those trades. I mean, out of all of these, I played them pretty well, and I made a few $1,000s. But EYES is what really kind of screwed with me today. And it's good that I'm trading with a smaller account, so you can see, $1,000 to me, I'm worth 8 figures, okay? So $1,000 up or down, even 10,000 up or down in a day is not going to make or break me. But I'm a perfectionist, and the way that I teach, I want to make good trades. It's not just about the money. I want to show you good trades. And shorting EYES anytime today was a terrible mistake. Because it uptrended all day. And what happened on this trade that I, really kind of screwed up on, where did it go? This was a good one. This was Thursday. Shorting the first down day on a speculative stock like EYES, that's a good trade. Shorting it into the bounce, that's not a good trade. And this is a question I get a lot of the time, from people. There were actually 2 shorts on EYES that I did, and nearly $2,000 in losses, so nearly wiping out all of my profits from yesterday. I'm still profitable between, over the past few days, but just stupid mistakes. And I said, reshorted after massive squeeze looks toppy. Goals to make 50 cents a share. And I think I shorted with E-Trade. That was one of them. This was the first one. Shorted on the low volume morning spike, risky, but should go back to the low 12s or high 11s. And this was shorting using IB. So at first I shorted, remember, you got to look at a 2-day chart to keep everything in perspective. Look at multiple time frames. It faded into the close on Thursday, and it took out the day low at 1220. So here, shorting it, what did I get? It was like, bear with me. I shorted at 1275 and I covered at 1305. This is a good trade, okay? Most of the time you're shorting a morning spike on a stock that's faded. maybe this morning spike is a fake out and it's going to come down. So shorting it at 12.75, that's not that bad. But when it takes out 13, you see it couldn't even bounce past 13 at all during Thursday session at all. So covering at 13.05, that's a good solid trade. That's a good small loss by me. This is good. I accept that. Some losses can be good when you're wrong and you play it safe. This was just bad. I wisely waited all the way to the 16s, but why am I even shorting it? I said, looks toppy in here. It does look toppy, but it also looks choppy, and the stock is up $3, $4, $5 a share on the day. You don't know if it's going to go up $6 a share. It's a Friday. It's a bull market. The stock did not do what you expected. The volume is huge, and they do have this potentially revolutionary product. So at no point should I have been trading this in here. And you know, losing a few $1,000s, again, it's not going to make or break my life, but this is way too big of a loss. And what happened here was that I was using E-Trade, and E-Trade is my new broker for 2015. You know, they have more shares to short than any other broker that I see, which is fantastic. And it's been a while since I've used them. It's been like a decade. And frankly, I'm just not up to speed with their platform. And then I also have this laptop. I got a new laptop and it's been acting up. I'm not a technology guy, okay? I know I'm a stock trader and a blogger, and I'm talking to a laptop right now. And my dog is looking at me like I'm crazy, but I am not good at technology. And so my computer froze, and then also, you know, I'm looking all over the different E-Trade. I have E-Trade Pro software, and then I'm looking on the website, and I cannot for the life of me find the cover button as this stock is going against me. And that's just a terrible, terrible, stupid mistake. You know, when you go into a trade, you need to know, you need to be able to get in or get out quickly. You can't, you know, let a stock spike nearly $1 a share or 60 cents a share, which is a lot for me. I know people in the chat room, they're like, Tim, why aren't you cutting losses? And at that point, the chat room was on my screen and I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, I can't cut losses because I'm a freaking idiot. So I'm pissed off about this. You know, I should look at everything and still be positive. I'm trying to be more positive this year. I'm a little too cynical. You know, I've exposed a lot of scams and a lot of sketchy people, and that kind of takes a toll on you. But, and you know, I have to look back at my overall profits and just be happy. You know, I've had a very, very solid run for a very long time. Oh, and some of you guys, just real quick aside, in between 2003 and 2007, you can see why my chart is pretty much flat. I have not uploaded my hedge fund trades. The hedge fund broker that we actually used went out of business, and we had paperwork, and we had a flood in my Connecticut house. So the paperwork is gone. It doesn't really matter. My hedge fund days, I was a #1 ranked trader for 3 years, and then I stupidly invested in my best friend dad's company, which turned out to be an illiquid penny stock, and lost pretty much all of those gains. Over 4 years, my hedge fund gained 2% per year, which, you know, is not the end of the world, but it's not very good. And so, you know, I could probably really take a month off and track down all of that paperwork and try and find it. But for all intents and purposes, 2% per year over 4 years, call it roughly break even. And that's the story of that. But, you know, I show all my other trades outside of my hedge fund, and you can see that I have made quite a few $1,000,000. I don't want you guys, some people are so caught up with, like, you know, trying to look at every single entry and every single exit price and stuff like that. I try and estimate, okay? I'm trying to give real-time alerts. I don't even know my execution price sometimes because I'm executing it in partial order. So, you know, I didn't necessarily cover EYES right at that price. I'm just estimating based on, you know, a few blocks that get executed. So I don't want you to get all caught up with that, but trust me, okay? I know it's a lot to ask when, you know, there's someone on the internet who claims to have made millions of dollars, but I post my tax returns, I post my audits. You know, this is all approximate, but this is my life. And I have made several millions of dollars, and I want you to do this too. So in this rambling video, you can tell I'm just a little bit frustrated and frazzled from my latest trades. You know, I just have to do better. I really have to stick to shorting the first down day like I did with BIOC, not bitch out if a stock that I think is going to go down does not go down and it starts going against me like EYES. I have to really get used to just being prepared to get in or get out very quickly if I am going to trade it. And I probably shouldn't even trade it because it just confuses you and it makes you think that this strategy isn't as predictable and easy as it is. I trade way too much. A lot of you guys think that you need to trade so much to make a lot of money. You need to escape the pattern day trader rule. You don't. Okay? There's only a few great trades per week. And if you can stick to those, your account will be better off. So I am stating right now, I will do better in March. I'm going to try and be more disciplined with my trading because I am trading with this small account. I really want to show you how to grow it exponentially. Making 12, 14, 15% in a month is not bad. That's what, most mutual funds try to make in a year or two, which is just how ridiculous a lot of long-term investors and value investors and mutual fund people are. So even when I screw up, I make 10 or 15%, but I can really do better. And, I want to be able to show you 30, 40, 50, even 100% months. I know that sounds crazy, but I've done it before. I can do it again. I have to be more disciplined. So this is my pledge to you. I will be more disciplined in March. I'm looking forward to teaching and trading with you guys. Let's do it. Congrats to so many of you who are trading better than me. That makes me even happier. Thank you.